So I'm just confused. Why did he come into your yard? He's trying to come in your honor? Like, I'm confused. Like,
wait, what's he trying to...
I fucked this old lady last night.
Okay, that's what I asked. God, listen to me, man. Jesus, that's what I asked. So he was...
God, woman, you done heard it. You only read it 3 times?
You didn't say it. I asked. And
I said I fucked this old lady last night. He showed up in my yard today. I didn't know anything about their relationship.
So you're just picking up women off the street? Like, what's going on?
Wait,
no,
these lady last night? Was she good?
Yeah, she was 42. She's pretty nice.
Is she good? Wait, that's what you mean by old lady? 42? Does she look old?
Well, I don't date women below the age of 40.
Oh, okay. Wait, what?
Hold on, did she give it to you for free, though?
I'm hella confused right now. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I don't know how old he is, but of course,
I'm
he's
50.
got an age limit.
I'm 50.
I'm starting to think
So, like,
this
you're not
the
going to go
whole
too much
situation.
younger.
Well, 10 years is weird to me. Like, the idea if I was a senior in high school and you were in 2nd grade,
What?
that kind of creeps me out a little bit.
Nobody thinks like that.
Well, I do. I'm like, I don't date women below the age of 40. 10 years is, that's enough.
What about Belichick?
5 years is too much.
Hey, Jacob!
Dude, I'm not going to fuck a dude. You can go fuck the guy that plays a football team.
Hey, Jacob, I'm in Lakeview. Let's get a beer.
Yeah, good luck with this crowd, bro.
Hey, we're boy likes sirloin loin.
I'm just asking you a question. I'm in Lakeview. Let's get a beer.
Jacob, I know you're one of those wannabe Jewish bitches.
I didn't say that, you motherfucker.
Oh, I know you do. I've been around you long enough to know that you want to be Jewish. Like, you know, I bet your mom was gorgeous.
Hey, comedian, this is Doc. Have fun with him. He's from Georgia. And he shoots guns.
Comedian, fuck you. You want me to call you later, John?
You know each other?
Jacob, I've been on this app for like almost 4 fucking years. And I've been retired for 6. And I'm on this bitch at least like 6 to 8 hours a day. And I'm not very good at remembering people's names unless you're like in the rotation of who pops up and who comes away and who goes away. I know who you are. And I remember talking with your dad, and I know he's a Marine because I remember you let me talk to him for about like 25 minutes one night. You know, I like your dad.
I did.
He and I get along very well. Because we converse within military speak.
That's why I like you, Doc. I know you're rough around the edges.
And I'm an asshole.
He's
but
from Chicago.
Hey, I don't give a fuck. That motherfucker should have shut up in my yard today. Dude, I'm glad I fucking broke his nose. I don't give a fuck if they come back and give me a fucking...
And then he came to your yard to beat you up, so you broke his nose? Okay.
Well, he started fighting me. I didn't even know who he was. Because I didn't even know... I did not know she had an old man.
Oh, okay. That sounds... It's wild as hell. That almost sounds like one of my stories. I'm like...
But I literally did not know she had an old man.
Into your personal life? That sounds crazy.
Well, I mean, why do you think my forehead was fucking bleeding? Like, I was slamming my fucking forehead in this dude's fucking nose.
Doc, it says, where did you meet the woman at?
The corner store.
Well, that should have been your first time. Just saying.
Hey, no cap.
So, do you think this was like a whole pimp situation?
Well, I mean, the pimp done got his ass whooped.
Do you think that it was worth it?
I got my rocks off, so yeah.
Even despite the bloody forehead?
Well, I mean, I was bored, so it gave me something to do. I don't give a fuck.
He also probably had a concussion, so maybe that was.
Yeah, add to it like I'm Troy Aikman.
What do you mean, like successful, play for the Cowboys, quarterback?
Obviously you've never seen the movie Concussion with Will Smith about, like, you know, geez Louise. Do you have to reteach everybody all this shit all over again?
No, you just had a concussion. You're confused. I get it.
Alright, what you need to do is, Jacob, when you're assessing and triage in the ER, if somebody comes up and they come to you and they, you know, I have a pain in my stomach, what are you going to say when you start writing your notes?
I'll give them like a Coca-Cola, a Pepsi, you know, like in Doc Hollywood.
So what you're going to say is, first of all, that I have a 23-year-old female patient complaining of abdominal pain, and I asked her, where is it at? And it would be like the right upper quadrant.
First of all,
You ain't got shit.
you did not say all of that, guys. You ain't.
Well, how do you even yeah, but I'm talking about triaging somebody in order to be able to understand and assess where the fuck you're at.
But dog,
I didn't assess that she had an old man. But you know what? I still got my rocks off. So fuck that bitch. And fuck him too.
Okay. You asked if someone comes in with abdominal pain. You didn't say how old she was. You didn't say any of that.
She was committed anywhere, that's her bed.
What?
Yeah, if the girl was committed and he didn't know, he was stepping in and he didn't know, that's a girl's fault. She was committed, he wasn't.
What is committed? To what? Committed
Like in
to
a
what?
relationship.
I'm lost. I'm sorry. What the fuck?
Well, I guess you've never had a man fight for your honor.
I don't even know what the fuck y'all talking about. Like, I quit.
The story of adultery is one of those. That's what he's trying to present the story to be. He got
all I heard was him
dude, I'll admit I am poor white trash.
Okay,
I don't give a fuck about that.
I heard you ask about triage. No, or am I tripping?
Yeah, I was talking about like how you assess people and how you figure out the subject.
But you made up
Never
a
mind.
whole
Oh my god. Oh my god. You asked me.
You asked for an assessment on someone you didn't give any details on, and then you're like, "Well, you're gonna say you have a 22-year-old female with that." Like, bro, you did not give those details before you asked that question. That's all I'm trying to say. It was like a misleading question.
All right, Jazzy, do you know what a soap note is?
No.
I know that you went to nursing school, right? That's what you said. So you know what a soap note is, right?
Nigga, no.
Subjective, objective assessment and planning within NANDA language, which is nursing language.
You never worked at a hospital.
Does not represent.
Oh, really? I never worked at Halifax.
No,
I never worked at Burfish.
You've done everything. Everyone clapping up for Doc. He's had every job in the world. Everything you bring up, he's
Dude,
done.
I worked at both those hospitals before I went in the Army. Before I was 30.
Have you been a janitor?
Bitch, please, got me fucked up.
Have you been a janitor before?
You're damn right.
Wow.
And you were the guy that solved that equation.
Dude, when I was in the Army, my sergeant gave me a fucking shovel and said, dig a ditch to refuel this shit. And I was like, hey, sergeant, how deep and in what direction you want me to fucking dig that bitch?
And he's
Like, you know,
100 miles, sir.
Motherfucker, you don't even know what the fuck it is to be, you know,
So when you
doing something bigger than for yourself.
Shit, or when went to the Hobbit bar.
Bitch, please, you're stupid. Shut the fuck up, you fucking dumb cunt.
So yeah, when you solved that math equation and you put it on the board, you know, you were a custodian in a prestigious university.
Danny,
What do they give you?
Yeah. Pi equals, I'd be like 3.14. Yep, I'm good.
3.14 what? There's like 16 digits after that.
Actually, there's an infinite set of digits after that, dumb cunt.
Oh, well, I mean, you're not wrong with that one. Doc, do you have autism?
No, I got Asperger's for the day.
I'm sorry.
I heard it's like an acute like syndrome. You can get Asperger's for a day and be a dick.
You mean like being a retarded 5-year-old child?
There's no hate from my heart in any sense or form. I'm just a troll. I'm sorry, man. My bad. Don't let me activate you.
Actually, we're all trolls here, if you think about it.
Okay, cool, yeah. Well, I thought that
Dude, I'm the one waiting for the cops to show back up to give me my fucking paperwork.
Oh, shit, okay, well.
Dog, you crazy.
That's a you thing, I think, maybe. Sorry.
No.
Hey, Doc, shoot a couple rounds off.
Why would you want that?
Just show them.
You're not allowed to have guns, don't.
No, he shoots them. Watch.
Are you sure I'm not allowed to have a weapon?
I'm pretty positive
Watch
that you
this.
don't know how to use it. If you are allowed to have, I'm pretty sure you don't know how to use them.
Watch this.
I'm I have a gun range in my backyard. I'm not going outside. I'm standing in my back porch.
I live in Wyoming.
And like
the entire fucking state is a gun.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door.
Oh, yeah.
5, 6. I will kill that motherfucking bitch.
That sounds like a waste of money, but sure.
It's like 40 cents.
Damn.
What are you using there? Like a 9mm again?
The whole mag sounds like
Is that a 22 or what?
You wasted $10 for no reason.
You have no idea what my bullets surround me.
Okay, sure. What round you got? Let me guess.
They're not. That was the 9mm.
I was gonna guess, but I was being like,
all right. Well, I have like 3 Beretta 9mm. Like when I was in the Army, I got exposed to the Beretta, and it became my favorite weapon.
Like you're not like stolen valor, like you're Army girl.
I was a combat medic. They think you call me Doc.
Oh, the medic too. Thank you for your service.
But hey, Doc, what's going on? My name is Brian. If you want to call me by my name is Brian. But everybody just called me Doc. I was the medic. Like everybody's like, hey, Doc.
That's a crazy position. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially when you're 16 months in Iraq.
Oh shit! Yeah, oh my god, I could only imagine.
Yeah, I've held so many people while they literally shit, breathe, and die in my hands.
The homies that I know that came back from that war, they're fucked in the head, bro, for real.
Dude, I'm fucked.
Yeah. For your service, like dead ass, like that.
Yeah, well, I hang out and let people pick on me anyway.
Hey, come on, Doc. Everyone respects you.
Unless you've been there, they have
crazy. You need that kind of crazy. You know, the defense.
Well, I am. Dude, you have no idea what kind of crazy I could be, but I'm not Timothy McVeigh. I'm not trying to. I'm not. Yeah, well, but hold on. What I'm saying is, when it comes to like Timothy McVeigh, he was an Army veteran. He's the one that like put all that ammonium nitrate, in Oklahoma City, and like blew up the Oklahoma City like FBI building, and like but that gave the stigmatism for veterans like a bad thing.
It's like one guy that did that.
Nigger, are you listening to me?
Just let Doc talk, dude. He's got a story, like a real one.
Sorry about that, Doc.
He's got a real one.
Like, what I'm saying is, like, when it comes down to it, like, you know, what kind of American are you? Like that movie was like, what kind of American are you? Yeah. Holy shit. That's a scary fucking question. You know, like, you know, I'm here from the government and I'm here to help. Shit. If I hear that shit, I'm running.
Isn't that like a Reagan quote? Like, that's like the scariest thing.
Yeah.
He's like, the scariest thing you could ever hear from
Run!
your government. He's like, hi, I'm
Run,
from the government. I'm here to help.
Run!
Dude.
Shit. Like these motherfuckers, they literally don't know their ass from a hole in the ground.
Ooh, you know what's funny? I literally, the craziest conversation I had the other day, someone was like, why the fuck would I read the Constitution? I paused and I was like,
Dude, I got like clever. Let me ask you a question real quick. And not to you. I'm gonna ask it to everybody except you. If I asked everybody in the room without Googling, what does Article 3 of the Constitution describe?
Article 3, is that not like the residential? Am I wrong?
I didn't ask you. I said everybody but you.
No, you didn't.
And you were wrong. I said everybody but her. What does Article 3 of the Constitution describe? And without Googling it,
Ask comedian. He probably knows. He's the smart ass from Chicago.
I mean, I want to answer it, but you told me not me.
Doc, just fucking tell us.
it's the judicial branch that describes how you get the Supreme Court.
So basically, the systems are made of people, and people create the systems, all in one in the Supreme Court. Which goes down to Congress, which goes down to your local
Jacob,
departments.
this is for you.
Thanks, man.
There you go.
That was cool. Now, what was that?
15 rounds.
Oh,
That was 15. I counted 7.
Yeah, I counted 7 too.
I wasn't 15. You lying? You don't got no extended mag. Let's be real.
She right too.
And to be fair, my only extended mag is a 22, so it's not impressive. It's fine.
Wow, you're cool as hell, lady. I'm not lying. Doc, are you married? You might wanna.
I did some
I've never been married. Why would I ever do anything that dumb?
I dated someone my entire 20s. We still run a business together. He we got all rich, and he decided he he just loves prostitutes, so I couldn't stand for it. And then so he's a partner, but yeah, my heart is broken, and I've been single since. So yeah.
Well, Doc's gonna help you all with that.
No, I won't.
No, I'm not looking for shit. Thank you though.
I ain't looking for shit. I've never been married. I ain't trying to get married.
I got my own shit. Thank you very much.
Bitch, please, got me fucked up trying to get me married.
Hey, but I got a recording studio. You can always come by and record, but no.
Oh, dude, I can run an 808, a 1-to-1, a 303, media person lab.
I have
meaty boards. If you got condenser mic, dude. When I was growing up, I started running sound for my church. So I was really big into sound.
I've been a band geek since I was 7 years old.
Oh, my beloved children, the design of them both is always for this. This is what they whisper to me in a whispering. For it is not meant to be revealed so that the sun will not know and see that the lash is poised and be always afraid. But both of them share this design, one design. So, my beloved children, since they desired Elohim and the work was constructed in the verge of Elohim, holy Elohim, mother who always grasps the arm of the king and suspends the lash, was not there. Moses had to take her place. As soon as the Blessed Holy One penetrated him, he saw clearly. 3 times he penetrated him. O Moses, faithful shepherd, how How mighty is your strength, how great is your power. 3 times he penetrated you, as it is written. Now leave me alone. That is one. My anger will blaze against them, and I will Oh, my beloved children, the design of them both is always for this. This is what they whisper to me in a whispering. For it is not meant to be revealed, so that the sun will not know and see that the lash is poised and be always afraid. But both of them share this design, one design. So, my beloved, since they desired Elohim and the work was constructed in the verge of Elohim, holy Elohim, mother who always grasps the arm of the king and suspends the lash, was not there. Moses had to take her place. As soon as the Blessed Holy One penetrated him, he saw clearly. 3 times he penetrated him, O Moses, faithful shepherd. How mighty is your strength, how great is your power. 3 times he penetrated you, as it is written. Now leave me alone. That is one. My anger will blaze against them, and I will Oh, my beloved children, the design of them both. Please don't scroll. Oh, my beloved children. Like this crystal that is white, the color red appears within the color white. Therefore it is written, many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth will wake, these to eternal life, those to shame and eternal horror to eternal life, because they deserve the white. It comes from the aspect of the Ancient of Days, the patient one, to shame and eternal horror, because they deserve the red of the impatient one. All is contained in that dew, as it is written, your dew is a dew of lights, 2 of them. That dew that trickles every day to the apple orchard, colored white and red. This skull lights up into colors on this side and that. From this pure aura, 1.5 million worlds emanate through the skull to his face. That is why he is called the impatient one. When necessary, his face expands and becomes long-suffering, for then he, like this crystal that is white, the color red appears within the color white. Therefore it is written, many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth will wake, these to eternal life, those to shame and eternal horror to eternal life, because they deserve the white. It comes from the aspect of the Ancient of Days, the patient one, to shame and eternal horror, because they deserve the red of the impatient one. All is contained in that dew, as it is written, your dew is a dew of lights, 2 of them. That dew that trickles every day to the apple orchard, colored white and red. This skull lights up into colors on this side and that. From this pure aura, 1.5 million worlds emanate through the skull to his face. That is why he is called the impatient one. When necessary, his face expands and becomes long-suffering, for then he, like this crystal that is white, the color red appears within the color white. Many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth will wake, these to eternal life. So the Blessed Holy One said, I will place my dwelling in your midst, and my soul will not abhor you. Here, my bed is in your house. Since my bed is with you, you know I will not leave you. My soul will not abhor you. I will move about in your midst. I will be your God. Since my dwelling is with you, you can be certain that I will go with you, as it is written. For Yahweh your God moves about in your camp to deliver you and to deliver your enemies to you. Let your camp be holy. One night Moses said to himself, since Israel has dealt falsely with the Blessed Holy One and exchanged his glory, let his pledge be placed. O my beloved children, the design of them both is always for this. This is what they whisper to me in a whispering. For it is not meant to be revealed, so that the sun will not know and see that the lash is poised and be always afraid. But both of them share this design, one design. So, my beloved children, since they desired Elohim and the work was constructed in the verge of Elohim, holy Elohim, mother who always grasps the arm of the king and suspends the lash, was not there. Moses had to take her place. As soon as the Blessed Holy One penetrated him, he saw clearly. 3 times he penetrated him, O Moses, faithful shepherd, how mighty is your strength, how great is your power. 3 times he penetrated you, as it is written. Now leave me alone. That is one. My anger will blaze against them, and I will Here too, since one comes early and is present in the synagogue, and Shekhinah comes and finds him, it is considered as if all of them were present, because this one is waiting for them. At once Shekhinah joins herself to him. They sit in one coupling. She comes to know him well and seats him on the level of Zadik. But if no one comes early, if no one is present, what is written? Why have I come? There is no man. The verse does not read there are not 10. It reads there is no man. To join himself to me, to be with me, as man of Elohim, to be on the level of Zadik. Rabbi Shimon rose, and the comrades too, they rose and walked on. Rabbi Eliezer said to Rabbi Shimon, his father, Father, now, until now we have been sitting in the shade of the tree of life in the Garden of Eden. From now on, since we are walking, we must follow the paths that guard this tree. Rabbi Abba opened and said, we have them take me a gift. Here too, what is an evil that nests in a tree that never was? Its young who have been plundered, who are not created. Creatures lie somewhere uncreated. When they go up, they come down. Coming down, they go up. 2 who are 1, and 1 who is 3. What is a beautiful maiden who has no eyes and a body concealed and revealed? She comes out in the morning and is hidden all day. She adorns herself with adornments that are not. All this he asked on the way. I was annoyed. Now I can relax. If we had been together, we would have engaged in words of Torah instead of strange words of chaos. Rabbi Hia said, that old man, the donkey driver, do you know anything about him? He answered, I know that there is nothing in his words. If he knew anything, he should have opened with Torah. Then the way would not have been empty. Rabbi Hia said, that donkey driver, is he here? For sometimes in those empty fools you discover bells. Rabbi Yosef said, Moses, if he had not been master of the house, husband of Elohim, he would have been punished for what he said. But since he was not punished. It is like a man who falls into an argument with his wife and speaks harshly to her. She starts to get upset, but as the words begin to fly, the king appears and takes up the word. She turns silent and says nothing more. The king says to him, know that I am the king. It is as if you spoke these words against me. Here too, as if it were possible, Moses returned to Yahweh. He said, Adonai, why did you wrong this people? At once Elohim spoke to Moses. She started to get upset. At once the king took up the word. He said to him, I am Yahweh. Do you not know that I am king? You spoke it. Though she urged Joseph day after day, he did not yield to her. To what she proposed day after day. For the unclean spirit, the deviser of evil, seduces a man every day to lie beside her in hell, to be condemned there, to be with her. Come and see, when a person joins that side, he is drawn to
physically
her more
recoiled,
and more.
huh?
He defiles himself with her both in this world and the other world. Come and see this unclean side. It is ugly. It is filth. Out, you will call to it. Excrement. One who turns away from Torah is punished in excrement. Sinners of the world who do not believe in the blessed Holy One are punished in excrement. What is written? One such day he came into the house to do his work. There was no man of the household there inside. Though she urged Joseph, these two absorbed each other. Then he couldn't.
Starts working into the right direction,
That which has no substance.
What it is that you want out of this? What it is
To the divine.
Who's in there?
The book.
So, I was about to talk.
Come on.
Dude, but
went like this, DJ. I create heat, and I create pain. Damn it, wait! Okay, remember, the chicken was just cooked in hot lava. Let it cool down, man. Not bad.
The older I get.
My mom got pregnant. It was me, my mom, and my brother.
Yeah, my mom. Yeah, my mom.
In a one-room apartment, and I don't mean.
Oh, my beloved. Why should anyone care about a book written 700 years ago in medieval Spain, composed in Aramaic, a language no longer spoken even then?
The trade war with China isn't ruining your life as much as waking up 3 times a night to pee. And here's the ridiculous...
Welcome to everyone. It's great to be with you again. We're going to explore some passages from the Zohar. And the first one today is, actually we're going to begin at an earlier point, because the best way to approach Zohar is to begin with the Torah itself. The Zohar, which is the main book of the Kabbalah, is really a commentary on the Torah. It moves through the 5 books of Moses, giving a deeper spiritual meaning to many of the verses in the Torah. And we're focusing now on a verse from the book of Genesis. I'm going to share a text, and I'll keep this on for much of the session today. I'm going to pause at a couple points for questions, and we'll definitely have time toward the end to engage in discussion further. So if you're interested in Zohar itself, we're going to get there, but I'm going to show you really how the Torah unfolds in meaning. The journey is really from Torah through Midrash to Kabbalah. Midrash is literally searching for a deeper meaning. It's the method by which the rabbis expand the Torah and turn it into Judaism. The Bible turns into Judaism through the creative work of the rabbis, and the main technique they use is Midrash, and we'll see some examples of that. So let's begin here with number 1. I have all this material both in the Hebrew and the English. I'll refer occasionally to the Hebrew. The title, Or HaGanuz, the hidden light, and we'll see how that word ganaz, that root ganaz, comes pretty soon. So this is from Genesis chapter 1, verses 3 to 4. Vayomer Elohim yehi or vayehi or. God said, let there be light, and there was light. God saw how good the light was, and God separated the light from the darkness. So it's interesting, the first thing created is light, if you can even call it a thing. Light is really a form of energy. And God begins the creative process by generating light by his command, let there be light. The second verse here is interesting. God saw how good the light was, and God separated the light from the darkness. Perhaps that implies that the light was so good, God wanted to protect it, God wanted to safeguard it so that it wouldn't be overtaken by the darkness. That may be the implication. But the light itself is described as Tov, as good. Okay, that verse I'm sure we're all familiar with. And now let's jump right to the Midrash. As I said, Midrash is really the link between Torah and Zohar, Torah and Kabbalah.
I'm using the words Kabbalah and Zohar almost interchangeably today. There is no book called the Kabbalah. Okay, the Zohar is the major book, the major text of the Kabbalah. You could call it the masterpiece of the Kabbalah. And there are many, many other volumes of the Kabbalah, but almost all of them are based on the Zohar. But right now we're at the middle stage of Midrash. We looked at that verse in the Bible. Now let's see how the rabbis discuss this creation of the world and specifically the emergence of light. This is a Midrash on Genesis. We'll go right to the English here. Rabbi Shimon, son of Rabbi Yehozadak, asked Rabbi Shmuel, son of Nachman, how did the Blessed Holy One create the light? Okay, this Rabbi Shimon is not totally satisfied with the account in Genesis. Genesis says, God said, let there be light. There was light. Rabbi Shimon wants to know something more. Was it just a divine command? Was it just through speech that the light emerged? So his colleague, Rabbi Shmuel, gives him an answer. He replied, he wrapped himself in a white talit, and the world shone from his light. He said this to him in a whisper. Okay, so God is wrapped in a talit. Of course, we think of a talit as a prayer shawl. In rabbinic literature, talit can mean simply a garment, a cloak. That's probably the sense here. God wrapped himself in a cloak, and the world shone from his light. So somehow the light is coming through the garment, right? There's God, there's a garment, and the divine light shines out from God through the garment, and it becomes the light that we experience in the world. And that answer Rabbi Shmuel offers in a whisper. Rabbi Shimon, who had asked the question, he says now, isn't that stated explicitly in the Bible? Wrapped in light like a cloak. There's a verse in the book of Psalms, Ote or Kasalma, beautiful psalm, Psalm 104, that describes some of the wonders of nature. And in that psalm, we find a description of God wrapped in light. So Rabbi Shimon's point is, why did you whisper it? Why, Rabbi Shimon, did you whisper it? Why, Rabbi Shmuel, did you whisper it to me as if it's some secret? I can find that stated explicitly in the Bible. I'm surprised that you whispered it. Rabbi Shmuel replied, as I received it in a whisper, so I told it to you in a whisper. Okay, that's a little enigmatic. What does that mean? I received it in a whisper. I received it as a secret from my teacher, and I'm passing it on to you. Notice the Hebrew here, kishem shekibalti, just as I received it. Okay, so kibalti, I received, that root, kabel, is the same root as in the word Kabbalah. So Kabbalah really means that which has been received. Kabbalah is the sum total of all of these whispered secrets over the ages, over the centuries. Okay, so that's one little piece of Midrash. We might ask, why? What is so secretive about it? Why does Rabbi Shmuel whisper it? Perhaps because there is a new element here, and the new element is that this is God's light. From Genesis, you don't necessarily see that, right? In Genesis, it said, God said, let there be light, and there was light. It doesn't say that the light came from God, or that the light was God's own energy. But in this Midrash, it's God wrapped himself in a white talit, and the world shone from his light. Okay, so it's God's light that's coming through that medium, that's coming through the talit and radiating out to the world. Let's move on to the next piece of Midrash. This appears in various sources. Here I'm taking it from the Midrash on Leviticus, but it relates still to Genesis. Rabbi Yehuda, son of Rabbi Simon, said, with the light created by the Blessed Holy One on the first day, a person could gaze and see from one end of the world to the other. Okay, this was not ordinary light. This light provided total vision, cosmic vision. You could see the entire universe with this light. When the Holy One foresaw the corruption of the generation of Enosh and the generation of the flood, he immediately hid it away from them. As is written, the light of the wicked is withheld, Where did he hide it? In the Garden of Eden. As I said, light is sown for the righteous, joy for the upright in heart. Okay, so what's going on here? This light was spectacular. This light provided total knowledge, total awareness, cosmic vision. But God saw that wickedness would arise. He saw that there would be wicked generations. And Nosh is mentioned here, and the generation of the flood. Okay, according to the Torah, the generation of the flood was wicked in the time of Noah. And Nosh, according to the rabbis, that's when idolatry began in the world, during his generation. So God saw that there would be wickedness, and therefore he hid the light away. God did not want this total knowledge, this total vision to be available to humanity because it would be misused. And a verse is quoted from Job indicating that the light of the wicked is withheld. They don't get this light because they would misuse it. And God hides it in the Garden of Eden, which apparently means this is a reward. If you lead a righteous life, then when you leave the world, you will inherit this light. It's sown for the righteous. It's hidden away for the righteous as a reward in the life to come. Let's look at one more piece of Midrash, and then I'll pause and see if there are any questions up to this point. This next passage, number 4, is from the Talmud. It's a piece of Midrash in the Talmud. The Talmud is filled with Midrash, with this imaginative, creative, rabbinic style of reading the Bible. Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of Rav, Adam extended from one end of the world to the other. Okay, Adam was not just, 5.5 feet tall, 6 feet tall. Adam filled the entire universe. Adam's body, Adam's being, maybe it means Adam's awareness, stretched from one end of the world to the other. And he quotes a verse from Deuteronomy to prove this, as it were. This verse in Deuteronomy is not really talking about creation. It's not talking about Adam.
Did you know that by age 60, the average person loses 30% of their muscle mass? The reason? Your body might be turning protein, which is vital for building your muscles, into sugar and fat instead.
The great news, researchers created a special blend that enhances protein absorption 5 times over shakes, with 99% of it utilized. Since discovering this insane solution to my fatigue, my energy and strength are better than ever. Which is why I want to share this info with you alongside the link to get your hands on this energy booster yourself. I have to warn you, it is truly powerful, which means it's become insanely popular. So the bad news is it sells out really fast. But if you click now, you should be able to secure a jar. Honestly, I just wish I found advanced aminos sooner. If you suffer from fatigue and you want to flood your body with energy and vitality, you should try it at least once. Click the link below to rebuild your muscles and stamina now.
Rocking age of 77, I'm still a practicing doctor with a heavy workload. In my spare time, I do research, I write books and articles, I do podcast interviews, and I teach training seminars for doctors. And when I'm not working, I enjoy hiking and cycling, playing the piano and the guitar. I plan on staying active for the rest of my life. So I'm always on the lookout for the latest breakthrough that can help me stay fit and strong like many of you. Recently, I stumbled upon a new breakthrough that has been shown to increase muscle mass. And after reviewing the data, I decided to give it a try. And as I expected, I gained more muscle mass and I felt stronger, but that was just the beginning. What I didn't expect was I also got more energy and stamina, and I saw my physical performance improve, and I felt years younger. It was absolutely amazing. So I decided to give it to my patients, and they saw the same results too. They got fitter, stronger, and younger. Not only that, their skin was tighter, their hair was shinier, and their nails were stronger. What is this breakthrough? I'll reveal all the details in a moment, but first, let me tell you the number one reason your body is breaking apart as you age. Why does your body start breaking down as you get older? There are several reasons, but the number one reason is a lack of protein. That's right. a lack of protein. You see, your body is made of over 50,000 different proteins. These proteins form your muscles, your skin, your nails, and your hair. They also form your bones, your joint cartilage, your tendons, your ligaments. Plus, proteins are the building blocks for the messengers in your body. These messengers include your hormones, your enzymes, immune cells, and the neurotransmitters in your brain. So what happens when you don't have enough protein? You age at a faster rate. You less in strength. You feel weak, tired, and frail, and become more prone to injuries. And you're more likely to fall and break a bone. But that's not all. Your immune system becomes sluggish. Your skin gets crepey. Your hair thins out. Your nails break easily. Your memory's not as sharp. And even your sex drive takes a hit. That's why it's so critical that you have enough proteins to keep your body strong and healthy.
These verses in Deuteronomy are talking about Mount Sinai, actually. And the verses read, ever since God created a human, Adam can mean a human or it can be the name of Adam, as in Adam and Eve. But in Deuteronomy, it doesn't mean Adam, it means a human. Ever since God created a human on earth, from one end of heaven to the other, has anything as great as this ever happened? He's talking about Mount Sinai. This is Moses in the book of Deuteronomy. Has anything as spectacular as the revelation at Sinai ever happened? Has anything like it ever been heard? Has any people heard the voice of God speaking from the midst of the fire, as you yourself have heard and remained alive? Okay, so Moses is talking about Mount Sinai, but Rabbi Yehuda is quoting this verse totally out of context. He wants us to think that the verse is really talking about Adam, not any human, but about Adam. And what does this verse say about Adam? That God created Adam from one end of heaven to the other. Now the verse seems to be saying that Adam originally filled the universe. Okay, really, according to the simple sense of this verse, the phrase from one end of heaven to the other applies to what follows. Has anything as great as Mount Sinai ever happened? From one end of the world to the other, has there ever been anything as great as Mount Sinai? But Rabbi Yehuda just leaves out this whole continuation of the verse, all of these 3.5 lines, these 2.5 lines. Rabbi Yehuda puts the period here after other, and now the verse seems to be saying God created Adam on earth from one end of heaven to the other. So this very fanciful idea that Adam filled the cosmos, that's Rabbi Yehuda's point. But once Adam sinned by eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge, God placed his hand on him and made him smaller. Okay, Adam was scrunched down to his normal human puny size as a result of knowing the difference between good and evil. Perhaps this means that Adam and Eve began to make distinctions between this and that, between better and worse, between male and female, between self and other. Adam and Eve came to be aware of their own separateness, of their own ego. That was a result of their eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge. Consequently, they were scrunched down to human size. They no longer filled the cosmos. They lost their cosmic awareness, and now they were normal human beings. So the previous teaching said that Adam saw from one end of the world to the other, that a person could see from one end of the world to the other. Now it's that Adam extended from one end of the world to the other. I think this could be two different ways of saying there was a total awareness, there was some total knowledge that was available at the beginning of life, at the beginning of creation. But we have lost that awareness. Now we've been scrunched down to our normal puny size. In this sense, the light has been hidden. The awareness has been hidden. Okay, before we proceed to the Kabbalah, just pause and see if there are one or two questions we could take those now. Ari, if you want to call on anyone, their hand is raised, and if not, I'll just
generally just to make sure we don't have cacophony. I don't just too many people to have people talk, but people can chat their questions. We can see the questions, and either you can see them or I can share them with you. So Some of them, get kind of quite complicated. Some of them we probably can't get into right now.
I see also there are 2 raised hands. Do you want to call on one of the raised hands, or you'd rather read the chat?
No, it's really up to you. There's a danger in doing that, so we can try it and see how it works.
Just for these 2, okay. And then we'll see how it works.
Okay, we'll try with Ruth first. So Ruth, I'm asking you to unmute. So please keep these as questions.
Thank you, Rabbi. I was thinking when you were talking about being wrapped in a garment and kasala, I was thinking of the shroud, and I was wondering whether that image could be applied to the way we wrap the dead in a white garment. Are we wrapping them in this eternal light of holiness?
For over 17 years, I had an abusive relationship with the P word, and logically, I knew that it was detrimental to my relationship with my wife, my relationship with God, and my relationship with myself, because I kept telling myself that I would quit over and over, and I would prove myself wrong over and over and over. And as this went on, I felt my mental health on a decline, and I wasn't able to quit until I realized that there was actually a deeper root reason that was seemingly unrelated, that was actually creating this dynamic where my brain was desiring and craving the very thing that I wanted to quit. For the next 17 years of my life, what I did in the incognito tab made me feel like a hypocrite and a fraud as a husband, as a father, as a business owner, and a leader inside of our church. I felt trapped in this cycle of resisting temptation and then failing, resisting and failing over and over again. And the only thing that helped me break out of that cycle was a truth that I'm actually going to show you in scripture that helped me realize that the P word wasn't even my real problem. See, this controlling urge that I fought almost daily for over 17 years was actually just a surface level symptom of a much deeper root issue. And the same may be true for you. It's probably no coincidence that God placed this in front of you today, and I want to let you know that the only thing that I thank God for more than leading me to freedom is that He somehow convinced me to share my story of breaking free from secret sin on social media. I just wanted to answer a question that I wish somebody would have answered for me during the 17 years that I struggled with porn. If you want to break free from that, just like we helped over 2,200 people. See, a few years ago, I started using my Instagram account to share this connection on how controlling lust is actually just a symptom caused by a deeper root problem. And I started getting a ton of messages from other men asking me to help them identify and heal their own deeper root problem. And really long story short, years later, we now have over 1,800 documented success stories from men just like you who have permanently broken free using our root-focused process.
All of these lights represent individual potential to change lives.
And if you click on the link somewhere on this page and register to watch the video that has led over 2,000 other men just like you to permanent freedom, 2 things are going to happen. 1, you're going to get some discreet emails from Unchained Leader that will break down the science of why people that they don't want to. And number 2, you're going to get immediate access to the video I mentioned that will show you why nothing that you've tried has worked so far, what the root problems are and how you can find them, and the exact plan that has helped over 2,000 men permanently break free from controlling urges for the P word by identifying, understanding, and healing their real deeper root problem. One thing that I think that you and I can both agree on is that you wouldn't still be listening to me right now if God just placed this video in front of you today by coincidence. So go ahead and find that link on this page and click on it to register and watch this video before that link disappears. I'm confident that when you click on that link on this page,
Bust a nut.
Yeah, you could say that you know death is a return to some primary state, a reunion with the divine source. So that is an interesting parallel, wrapping, and being enveloped once again in the light.
Thank you. Mark Schneider had a question.
Please.
Rabbi Metz, is God in this
in these teachings? What about God? I think we may have lost.
We can't hear. So here are a few questions that may have come up. Why does God have to wrap God in himself? God's whatever the non. How does first of all, why does God have to wrap God in a tallis and have the light go through it? Why do you need that talit, that vestment? And how can God actually wrap God's self in anything? I guess those are two questions. Why? I guess the question is, why doesn't God just radiate out the divine light? Why this medium? Why this filter? Perhaps because it's too much to handle. Direct contact with divine reality would be too much to bear. It feels the world couldn't have radiation, so it's filtered. We'll see another example of this a little bit later that really sets the stage well for a mystical teaching that we'll find very soon. As to the image of God, it sounds like such a human description of God. You have that somewhat in the Bible and in the Talmud. Maimonides reacts against that. He doesn't want to have any human descriptions of God. But the rabbis are not troubled by that. The rabbis imagine that God is somehow assuming human form. According to the Talmud, God even wears tefillin. So here God has a talit, although the talit may not mean a prayer shawl here, it may just mean a garment. According to the Talmud, God even has tefillin. Now you might wonder, what is in God's tefillin? In human tefillin, you have the Shema, right? You have the first two paragraphs of the Shema, but God doesn't seem to need the Shema. So what is in God's tefillin? The verse, Mi ka'amcha Yisrael, goy echad ba'aretz. Who is like your people Israel, one nation on earth? So our tefillin celebrate God, and God's tefillin celebrate Israel. Anything you can say about the particular rabbis who have been discussing these topics that would be of interest to us?
We can take a look at the folks we've been looking at. This Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of Rav, he is I think he's the third century, and he transmits a number of mystical teachings. So this is another kind of whispered secret that he must have heard and is passing on. The others appear in Rabbinic. Shmuel, son of Nachman, is also seen as he often delivers mythological teachings and some mystical teachings. Before we go on, I want to respond very briefly to a couple of the chats. Someone asked, are these notes available? Yes, Ari will be sending out this PDF to everyone. So you'll have it. And if people need to contact me, there'll be a description of my Zohar course, which also has my email. You're welcome to contact me. Okay, let's continue now with Kabbalah. We've looked at a little bit of Torah and a little bit of Midrash, and now the mystical tradition. And teaching number 5 here is from the Zohar. And let's see what the Zohar does with this theme. Come and see. The Zohar loves to say, come and see. The Aramaic here is ta'chazeh, come and see. In the Talmud, you often have come and hear, come and listen. The Zohar, being more visionary, more imaginative, has come and see. Come and see, Rabbi Yehuda said, Adam's image and beauty was like the radiance of the highest heaven above the other heavens, like that light hidden away by the Blessed Holy One for the righteous in the world to come. So we've heard about the light in the Midrash. We've heard about Adam's original vision. Here, Adam is compared to the light. Adam was like the light. So I think this again is talking about Adam's original awareness, Adam's original nature. You could think of this, not only as Adam and Eve, but each of us. Each of us is limited in our self, right? We think that we have gone through a certain life journey. We imagine our own biography. We construct ourself very painfully over the course of the first 10 or 20 years of our life, and then we live with that self, with that ego. But there's something beyond our limited self that the mystics are hinting at. And when they talk about Adam's original image, Adam's original beauty, I think they're talking about a greater sense of awareness, a greater sense of being that sometimes we can find